This beautiful 5-pound, 6-inch high necklace with lights unfortunately wreaked havoc on my clothing. I have a 25-year-old shirt that was partially damaged by this necklace about 10 years ago. It survived the damage until now. As you can see, there are beginning to be tears in the drapery fabric that this shirt is constructed of. Yes, I know this shirt is 27 years old, but I hate to throw things away. It is not sustainable. So why not repair it? I have a piece of scrap fabric, which is also drapery fabric. I'm going to create strips to cover the areas that are torn. First, we're going to cut the strips of fabric using a roto cutter. It makes it a lot quicker and easier. Now, mind you, I am not going to be totally and completely fastidious. I just want to do a quick repair to cover the tears and introduce maybe another 3 or 4 years of the life of the shirt. Now, what's interesting is the average piece of clothing these days is worn from perhaps 1 or 2 years. It's even less if you are wearing what are called fast fashion clothing. So the fact that I've already had this shirt for 25 years sets it apart from much other clothing, but I wish to continue my own trends. Now couple that with the fact that yes, I do know that what I make and what I wear are probably so far out of the current fashion trends that I might as well be on the far side of the galaxy. But you know, it's not so bad to be there because you're charting your own course and you're setting your own destiny. You are not enslaved to some fashion master with whom you totally disagree with. Yes, I have been ostracized, especially by the ultra fashion conscious gay male community in San Francisco for wearing things that went totally against their perceptions of proper fashion in the gay community. To give you kind of an example of my attitudes, when I chose this fabric to facilitate the repair of this 25-year-old shirt, it was really nothing much more than walking to my fabric store or fabric closet when I was getting ready to go to bed and randomly picking out a piece of yellow fabric to facilitate this repair. As you can see now, I'm pressing it. Keep the seam pressed down. I'm now sewing it to the front strip of the shirt. Now this is not perfect because the foot of the sewing machine ends up cribbing around when it encounters the snaps on the front strip of the shirt. So you'll see a loop where the thread makes a detour around each of the snaps in the shirt. But ask me if I really care. All I really care right now is that the work I do will help allow this shirt to last a few more productive years. And like all of my work, it is totally unique. You will most likely never see a white shirt made out of drapery fabric with a yellow trim also made out of drapery fabric. By the way, this is another shot of the sewing machine using a different camera. It is extremely difficult to properly videograph someone using a sewing machine. There is just not much real estate under there to get a camera in close to the action. I may be forced to spend another $1,000 on a high quality small camera and most likely also hand make on my own a special tripod that could be bolted or clamped to the sewing machine itself, so you all can share in on the action the same way they can now do close-ups of the action on the court of a ball game. When I took up sewing, I did it completely on my own, on a whim. In 1995, I went to a fabric store and bought a Bernina sewing machine. I went to the public library and found these ancient books about sewing. All of them, of course, were out of print. 1995, by the way, was before the era of the internet as we know it now. So we were much more on our own. So pretty soon I'll be done with this repair job, which took only 1.5 hours to do. And there you see it. Shirt's been repaired, ready for another few years. And of course, I hope to see you, and I love you all.